Have you ever walked up and flashed a corner, hoping and praying that you have caught an enemy completely off guard, and you turn around that fateful corner only to see 4 enemies not blinded, staring at you like you're a pretty boy in prison? Now, it's obvious you have a chronic case of your flashes just not working, but Dr. Mills is here with that solution for you, so let's get those flashes working again. Now, we only make our videos with your support on our website, and y'all have been loving the advanced content there, so go check it out, and thank you so much. But back to the video. Now, it doesn't really matter what Flash character you play as. I know every single one of you has been in situations like these. With all the Flash Duelist, KO, and now Breach and Sky gaining the ability to Flash Peek in patch 3.0, flashes are being used in just about every single match. However, Flash kill conversion success rate is at an all-time low. Gone are the early days of Valorant, where people didn't know pretty much anything about the game, and flashes were very easy kills every time, and you'd laugh your way all the way to a 20-2 KD. Now, what is actually happening? Did Riot destroy the game again? Are flashes just not working? Well, no, flashes are actually working just fine. However, there's some very important things you need to think about if you want your flashes to connect with kills every single time. The first big problem is that enemies are able to do 180s on flashes more now than ever. Even in the mid ranks, players are 180ing, and in the high ranks, they have that shit completely down to muscle memory, meaning if you give them the time, they will 180 your flash, 180 right back, and 3 of them are going to be ready to run a train on you as you peek out expecting all of them to be blinded, and they're simply not. Now, while sure, enemies are way better than they used to be with flashes, you are actually just flashing completely wrong 99% of the time. If your goal is to blind enemies to swing and to get a kill, the time period between your enemy seeing the flash ability come out and the flash actually popping and blinding someone needs to be nearly 0. You want it as close to 0 as humanly fucking possible so that enemies have absolutely no time to react to it before they're blinded. Now, you could compare this logic to something similar like a destroyable ability. Let's take Sova's Recon Dart, for instance. If it just glides in extremely slowly, bounces on a couple of walls, you could track that down and shoot it really easily without it revealing any allies because you're ready for it. However, if a Sova Dart just zooms in really quickly when you're doing other things, it can be sometimes hard to flick to it and kill it, and it might detect your entire team. Now, you might be asking, okay, how do I make sure that my flashes are connecting, and how do I get that time frame between the time they see the ability and the time the ability pops to be almost 0? Now, one of the most important things to note is that the more area you cover with your flash, the more LOS your flash covers, the less conversion you will have over said area. To better help you understand this, let's walk you through the life of a flash. Not Barry Allen or some groupie at Talladega Nights, I'm talking about a flashbang, something like a KO flash or a Phoenix flash. Now, as a flash goes around the corner, it's peeking more and more angles before it pops, and ultimately it pops, and at that exact moment, it will blind anyone in the angle that it is peeking from as long as they're facing the flash. Now, this is important to understand because you can only insta-flash the first angle, a tiny angle, because if you decide to flash the entire area, people holding that first angle that peaked the flash or the first angle that saw the flash will have plenty of time to turn as the flash travels because you didn't pop the flash the second the flash saw them, you popped the flash the second the flash saw the entire area. Basically, there's a ratio between the more area you cover with the flash and the more effective it's gonna be at stopping said area. If you try to flash in a very specific tiny angle, you can create a situation where the enemy that was standing in that angle, if there is an enemy in that angle, has no time at all to possibly turn on that flash, and that person could be converted directly into a kill. Another thing that a lot of people are doing that is just getting you killed again and again is repeatedly flashing an angle because it makes enemies much more prepared for it. They could jiggle peek, they could kill you easily from behind cover, or maybe they weren't even facing your direction, so the first flash just told them where you're gonna peek from, and they kill you very easily. A lot of the time, the best thing you could do with flashes is for information or pressure. If you flash an angle and enemies just fire at that angle, you most likely hit someone because they're blind firing. You could also force enemies to respect an angle and then you rotate off and pressure elsewhere. Some of the different things that you can do with the flash besides just trying to get a kill off of it. Now, basically, you are getting greedy as hell with your flashes, and that's why they don't work. If an enemy is caught out in an area you insta-flash, which is the millisecond they see that flash ability, it pops, they do not have time to turn and they will die. Any area outside of that is either a turnable area or they didn't get hit with the flash, and in either of those cases, you should not be peeking those angles, only the angle that you directly insta-flashed. Last up, if you peek an angle post flash and no one is there, this is not your cue to wait around and get 4-man peeked. You see, some flashes will automatically be unsuccessful because of the positioning of enemies near natural cover, and you couldn't possibly know where they're positioned pre-flash. That being said, it only takes a millisecond peek to see if your flash either flashed someone and you can convert that to a kill, or unpeek the angle and jiggle peek back, not waiting around to turn a failed flash that didn't get you value into a failed life where you just die because enemies were in a good position. They got to jiggle behind natural cover even if they got hit by a flash, only to re-peek right as you're out and they get a free kill on you. If any of this content resonated with you, please smash that like button and comment. We really need some help in the algorithm and I would really appreciate your support. Thank you so much for coming by. Go check out the Game Leap website for more advanced content just like this, and I'll see you next time.